Chapter 9 of Dead Men's Shoes. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Recording by Adrian Stroet, Turks and Caicos Islands. Dead Men's Shoes by Mary Elizabeth Braddon. Chapter 9, Uncle Trenchard. Stephen Trenchard paces his smooth gravel walk in the April sunshine after tiffin, looking at the sparrows and blackbirds and thrushes disporting blithely on his velvet lawn, or hopping away into the shadow of evergreens. Great masses of laurel and laurustimus, rhododendron and bay, which surround the smooth expanse of grass in a semicircular sweep. Very perfect is the order of Mr. Trenchard's garden. Not a yellow leaf on the laurels, not a daisy peeping pertly, silver white from the lawn, not a branch that grows awry. In the kitchen garden yonder, far away behind the shrubbery, the fan-shaped fruit trees look like geometrical patterns on the yellow brick walls. The apples and pears are all wired into exactest growth, and not a twig is allowed its own way. Mr. Trenchard is in his garden by 6 o'clock every morning, and his severe eye interrogates the smallest sprig of groundsel and rebukes the very slugs that vie with him in early rising. Mr. Trenchard is not a master to be trifled with, and his gardeners know it. For every shilling he expends, he will have 12 pennyworth of labour, nay 13 or 14 pennyworth if he can get it. Woe be to the wretch who tries to put him off with 11 pence halfpennyworth of industry. I've had to work for my money, says Mr. Trenchard, and I expect value for my money from other people. He walks briskly up and down, looking to the right and left with an eye bright and quick as a bird's, a small black eye, which looks the blacker for its whitened lashes. He is of middle height, very thin, very yellow. He has sharply cut features, nose thin, pointed and aggressive looking, lips also thin and of a disagreeable pallid hue, eyebrows iron grey, thick and bushy, brow narrow, perceptive ridge strongly marked, upper head receding, hair thick, short and iron grey like the eyebrows, brushed into 2 sharp points like a terrier's ears. Mr. Trenchard wears nankeen waistcoat and trousers, very loose for his lean limbs, and a glossy black frock coat, also loose, a black satin scarf and a gold pin, and high shirt collars. A double gold eyeglass dangles on his breast, a glass which he wears for show rather than use, but which intensifies the severity of his countenance when he reproves his gardeners or lectures his butler. He is a man who has toiled early and late, until the other day, when he took it into his head to give up his counting house to a junior partner and come back to England and enjoy the evening of his life at his ease. He has been a man of one idea all his days, and the single object of his existence has been the accumulation of money. The process of money making, the honour and homage which the world renders the reputed millionaire, these have been so sweet to him that the question of what he is to do with his wealth has rarely presented itself seriously to his mind. On his 69th birthday, he awoke suddenly to the consciousness that whatever personal enjoyment he meant to have out of his wealth must be obtained within the next 10, 12 or 15 years. Even with his vigorous constitution, he could hardly hope to live beyond the age of 85. 40 years in India must take something out of a man, be he never so temperate, and abstemiousness has been one of Stephen Trenchard's virtues. So, at 69 he said to himself, "It is time to go back to England. Let the world see what a position I have made for myself and take all the good I can out of life." His 70th birthday has not yet arrived, and he has built for his soul a lordly treasure house, or, in other words, he has taken upon lease, decorated and furnished, Lancaster Lodge, one of the best houses in his father's native town of Redcastle. He has hired servants, purchased carriages and horses, and begun a plain-sailing Englishman's life on a very liberal scale. The result so far has been eminently satisfactory. His house, to him, a kingdom is. He rules his servants, indoor and outdoor, with a rod of iron, and feels himself a potentate. Very pleasant to him is the incense which Redcastle offers to his wealth. People whose fathers and grandfathers snubbed or ignored his father, the struggling solicitor, bow down and worship the Anglo-Indian plutocrat. He accepts their adoration with supreme coolness and a quiet arrogance which his admirers extol as innate.